Hello everyone. Today I'm sharing a story that will make you question everything you thought you knew about wealth and loyalty. What happens when a perfect life is actually a carefully constructed cage? Smile, Elena. The camera doesn't care if you're bleeding inside. His voice was like silk wrapped around a razor blade. He wasn't just filming an apology. He was filming my surrender. The incident at the Oakwood Club was supposed to be a minor lapse in judgment. That's what the lawyers called it. That's what Julian called it. A public outburst that required a reparative video to be played at the upcoming Founders Gala. Is this really necessary, Julian? The club members. They've already moved on. They haven't moved on, Elena. They're whispering. And in this circle, a whisper is more lethal than a gunshot. You will film the apology. You will look graceful. You will look healed. He spoke about my mental health as if it were a PR crisis to be managed. As if my soul was just another stain on the family crest. For 3 days, I lived in a state of constant surveillance. Julian's concern felt like a tightening noose. He checked my phone. He monitored my calls. He even suggested I take calming supplements that made my head feel like it was filled with cotton candy. Just one more day. Just get through the gala. I looked at my phone. A message from an unknown number. Just a single screenshot. It was a photo of me, crying in the garden, taken from the security cameras. The caption read, "He's watching everything." My heart hammered against my ribs. I wasn't just being managed. I was being hunted. The ballroom was a sea of diamonds and judgment. Every eye was on me as I walked toward the podium. Julian stood at the front, his hand on my lower back. It wasn't a gesture of support, it was a claim of ownership. Remember, Elena. Breathe. Smile. This is for our future. The room falls into a sudden, expectant silence. The projector hummed behind me, a mechanical beast ready to swallow me whole. I looked out at the faces, the people who had turned their backs on me. I felt small. I felt broken. I felt like the victim they all expected me to be. Members of the Oakwood Club. I want to apologize for my recent instability. A sudden, loud electronic glitch. A screech of feedback from the speakers. The screen didn't show my face. It didn't show my rehearsed apology. Instead, it flickered to life with a series of screenshots. My phone. My phone had been syncing to the club's cloud-based presentation system all evening. The apology file had been overwritten by the most recent upload. The audio from the video begins to play. It's Julian's voice, crystal clear and terrifyingly calm. "She's losing it, Sarah. It's perfect. Once the club sees her breakdown, I'll have full control over the estate. We'll be in the villa by summer. Just keep the lawyers on standby for the instability claim." The room went ice cold. The silence wasn't respectful anymore. It was the silence of a predator realizing it had just walked into a trap. A flurry of whispers. The sound of people standing up. The frantic clicking of smartphone cameras. I didn't cry. I didn't hide. For the first time in years, I felt the weight of the pearls lift. I looked at Julian. He looked small. He looked pathetic. The man who had spent years building a fortress of lies was suddenly standing in the middle of a ruins. Elena. This is a mistake. A technical error. Turn it off. It's not an error, Julian. It's a backup. Everything you've done. Everything you've said. It's all right here. In high definition. I walked past him. I didn't look back. I didn't need to. The social death of Julian Vance had just been broadcast in 4K. The fallout was swifter than I imagined. By morning, the club had revoked his membership. By noon, the lawyers were calling. By evening, the whispers had turned into a roar. Julian was gone, not physically, but the man the world knew was dead. He was just a man with a recording and a ruined name. I sat in my car, watching the lights of the estate. It was quiet. For the first time in a decade, the silence didn't feel like a threat. It felt like space. I told the lawyers everything. I told the club everything. I even told the police about the instability he tried to manufacture. I played the part of the survivor perfectly. But as I sit here in the dark, looking at one last folder on my phone, I realize the game isn't over. I haven't shown them the files on the offshore accounts yet. Not yet. Not until the timing is perfect. And that's the story. Sometimes justice comes in unexpected ways. Thank you for listening, and I'll be back soon with more incredible stories that will keep you up at night.